Hi guys, and welcome back to Strive to Survive. So, we've got a lot of stuff to cover in episode 2 here. First of all, probably the most noticeable thing is we're using a different texture pack. We started this series using the same texture pack that we were using in Season 1 and 2, which was the Mortex texture pack, which is a combination of Misa and Sortex. But I've switched over to using just the Misa texture pack, and there's a link in the description. Apparently there's a cave around here, but there's a link in the description for if you want to use this texture pack. I just find that everything kind of connects a little bit better. I'm not a fan of some things in it, but I guess you can't really have the perfect texture pack. But the door, I'm not a huge fan of. I love the look of the stone here. The bed, it's a creeper bed. I mean, it is what it is. But I'm going to demonstrate a couple things, and that's actually the base that we've put together so far. But one of the things I'm not a fan of is the way they made spruce wood look. Essentially, it's because that is spruce wood planks and that is dirt, and it looks almost the same in your inventory. It definitely looks different when you place them, but in the inventory it's kind of hard to tell the difference, so I'm not a fan of that. I think the animals look cool. They're very diverse. The pigs actually have mud on them in some cases. Yeah, that one actually has mud on it over there. And the other thing that's really cool about this texture pack, and let's see if we can find something that will serve our purpose as well here. You know what? We'll just do this. Just for the sake of demonstration, we'll put 2 crafting benches down. So if you put one down, it looks like that. If you put another one down, like that, right? But if we put them next to each other, you can see they change. So that's the connected textures with this texture pack. It's actually really nice in my opinion, so another reason why I decided to go with it. But that's enough about the texture pack, so let's concentrate on some of the things we're going to get done this episode and some of the things that we got done off camera, because like I said, a lot of this season's going to be done, the gathering and what have you is going to be done off camera. So put together this little base here in the side of the mountain like I said I was going to do, but we're not going to use it. So I'm basically going to take everything in here, gather it up. We'll leave one torch in there, why not? And the door, just in case we're ever over in this area again. If you remember correctly, the village is right over, if I can jump over here, it's right over here. You could kind of see it off there in the distance, and so we want to kind of stick a little bit close to that, but I just think that there's better places that we could build a base. So I've already gathered up. You can see most of the animals in this area are gone. I did not kill them. And I've gathered up all the wheat and carrots and everything that we had over here. I also did a little bit of caving, enough to get enough iron to make a water bucket, and have 4 spare. So not very much caving at all. We're going to take our sugarcane with us as well. And we might come back to this area, but for now we're moving on. And I've done a lot of work moving everything that I've gathered, because as you can see I have 24 levels right now. I've been doing a lot of work, but it was all just gathering work, a lot of cutting down trees, breeding animals, things like that. So you can kind of see a little bit of something off in the distance here, so let's work our way over here. And I've got a torch path because I've been going back and forth quite a bit. And if you are playing along on this map, I've done a lot of terraforming over here, so it may not look like this if you're just stumbling across it. It obviously won't have these pits with the animals in it. We've got cows, chickens, a lot of pigs, and we've got a farm. And just a couple things to note with this before we move on. Um, I have dug these down too because I don't find the fences to be ultra reliable. For some reason, the chickens always seem to escape. The cows and pigs, not so much, but it's just much easier if you dig them down in a pit like this. And then you can use something like trapdoors to jump in and out of your pit. You could also use a ladder, but I just find that trapdoors work really well. The animals can't use them, so they can't get out, but you can. And then I have the fences around here to protect against creeper attacks and, mobs getting in here. So, yeah, that's that. We've got quite a bit of pigs over here. I actually just brought the cows over. That's why there's not a fence around them yet. So I'll be working on that this episode. And then over here, we've got our carrots, potatoes, and wheat. And that's another thing I'm not a huge fan of in this texture pack. You can't really tell when things are grown. The carrots don't really stick out of the ground. Like this one, this is kind of like a mid-level carrot right here. This is actually full grown, but you don't get that nice little protrusion from the ground that you got with the other Mortex texture pack. So that's baby, middle, and full grown there. Same thing with the potatoes, but I think the rest of it kind of makes up for that. So we're going to play it by ear, see how it goes. Maybe we'll end up switching texture packs again, but I think we're going to use this one. I actually like it quite a bit. So this is everything that I've brought over so far. So we've gathered some coal, we've gathered some wood. I've spent most of the time getting these animals and farm set up, so we're pretty good on food. This is actually going to be our base. Well, what we're going to turn into our base is this mountainside here. I plan on doing a lot over here, but I just looked at this, and that just to me looks like a perfect doorway going into this mountain. So none of this was here. This was actually just a slope, like kind of like over here. It went down into a valley here, and that was a sheer cliff. So I've built all this up. That was probably 9 or 10 full stacks of dirt to make this little land bridge over here. Hi. Oh, you want this carrot? Go ahead. You can have it. But this is where we're going to start the base. We're going to make a door here, and then over in this area, you can see I've also planted the sugar cane down there. But somewhere over in this area, probably right around here, I'm going to start a mine. We're going to dig straight down, basically, and start a mine shaft. And you can see that there's some coal. It looks a little different in this texture pack. And like I said, in general, I do enjoy this texture pack. I think my biggest problem is with the that wood and the crops, but I think we can overcome that. So we've brought everything over here at this point that we really need. I'm going to go ahead and do I have some dirt? I do. I actually have almost 2 stacks. We're going to fill this in just a little bit, and let's go up here. We're going to start digging into the side of this mountain, and then what we're really going to focus on is setting up a branch mine in this episode. But this farm, I've actually demonstrated the water block, the single water block that goes out 4 spaces. So you've got 1, 2, 3, 4 in any direction from a single source block. So just a real basic farm layout. One of our future projects is going to be using some redstone to automate our farm, so that should be interesting. Like I said in the first episode, I'm not really that great with redstone, so it should be interesting. But it's starting to get dark, so we better get into the side of that mountain, and we're just going to go in right over here, basically where we plan to make the doorway anyways, and just get started. And there's definitely it's not a cave under that area. It's like an underground lake. So that's the sound that you heard there. This will all be changed eventually. So we're just gonna burrow in a little bit, kind of the same design as we had at the old base. Let's see here. We'll make we got crafting benches. Fantastic. Pig, you're not going to be coming in here with us tonight. So let me grab some wood here. We're going to need 12 pieces because I want to make some doors. There we go. Just for now. And we did grab our bed, so that's good. Put that down right over here. Sleep the night away. Those are some interesting mail slots in these doors. But, yeah. So, alright. So we're good for now. We're going to head over, and I think I'm going to drop all this stuff in a chest. And then we're going to start on the branch mine. Now, I was hoping to get to that guy and get some experience before he died, but we're going to hang on to our meat, and we're going to put pretty much all the other stuff in this chest. We'll keep this wood. We'll dump those furnaces in the crafting. You know what? We're going to take the crafting bench and one of the furnaces with us, but we won't need that. I actually got the emerald from trading some wheat with the villagers, so they're good people. They're definitely good people. I protected them a couple times throughout the night from some zombie attacks. It was good fun. But we're gonna leave all that stuff behind. Ideally, I'd like to have some armor going into this, but we don't really have any iron yet, so we're gonna make do with what we have. And I probably brought a few too many resources with us, but we'll make it work. So we're gonna head over here, and the plan eventually is if the base gets big enough, it'll encompass this entire thing. So that's why we're going a little distance away, but not super far. And we'll come right up here, and we're going to start digging in here. And luckily I brought another pick. And we'll just open this up a little bit. And just in case you guys are wondering, I'll show you the coordinates that we're at right now. It's x negative 654 and z 218. So, and the village is still over that way. Our old base is over there, which we probably won't be going back to at this point, but the ravine is over that way, so we might head back to that at some point. So we're going to start just digging down here. I'm going to pop a torch out here and one in here, and I'll go up like this a little bit. Really don't like having a roof that is only too high. It kind of annoys me, so there's no real purpose to put this 3 high other than that. And we're going to drop this down real quick so that we can put a door here so that, you know, things can't sneak up on us. And drop a door down. And I've already crafted a bunch of ladders, so we're not going to need to worry about that. And I should have checked and seen what depth we were at. Alright, let's get started. I think what we'll do is we'll just dig straight down, because honestly we don't have anything on us other than that bucket of water. That's really a rare resource right now. And that's only because we haven't found any iron that I say that. But we'll just listen for lava and water below us. I know as a general rule of thumb you should not dig straight down in Minecraft, but I've found more often than not the time that it takes to not dig straight down is offset. It's pretty much, you're less likely to actually die doing this, other than, you know, falling into lava. It just doesn't happen that often that you die digging straight down. If you listen, I mean, obviously if you're, you know, just digging straight down, not listening to your surroundings or anything, bad stuff can happen. So make sure you're listening. Make sure you're not, you know, rambling on like I am right now. If you're looking for a safer way to do this, the easiest way is to just dig each one of these torch holes too deep so that you can stand in it, and then you could stand there and dig down like this. So there's definitely safer ways to do it. Let's see about how far down we are. We're actually 3 lower than what we're at right now, so we're at y equals 50, so we've come down about 27 blocks, I think, and we've got quite a way to go. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and get these resources, and then I'm going to continue down. If something happens, I'll let you guys know. Otherwise, I'll catch up with you when I hit y equals 14. So, see you in a bit. Okay guys, so we're back, and I've probably gone about 15, maybe 20 blocks down from where I was. And yeah, you can tell why I stopped, because we're getting the cave sound, I hear zombies, so we're definitely about to come across, well, I mean, we might not hit it directly. It could be off over that way, it could be off to one of the sides or even in front of us, but there's definitely a possibility that we're going to run into something nasty down here. So, and also my pick is about to break, so I'm going to take this opportunity to drop down a crafting bench. And craft us 2 more picks. There we go. That should serve us pretty well. And I'm going to grab this crafting bench back up. And we will use a little bit of a safer tactic here, and, you know, approach it this way. The only problem with this is you could really only get down about 3 blocks before, you know, you've got to, I guess one way to do this is to, you know, hold shift on the ladder, but then it takes forever to break these blocks. But it's a pretty lucky thing that we just did that, because as you can see, there's a skeleton right below us. So let's do this, guys. I don't want to just fall down in there, and I've got an idea. Okay guys, so I am back after the trouble that I had with sticky keys, and I can guarantee it's not going to happen again. I've gone through the trouble of turning it off in Windows, which it should have been off to begin with, so that's my bad. But we don't have to worry about it anymore. So, here's my plan. And I know this episode's starting to run a little bit longer, but I do want to get this accomplished. I'm going to dump water down here. That's not going to work. But hopefully it will kind of wash those guys away. My plan is to kind of try to move them out of the way. It's not working so well. So maybe what we'll do instead is kind of spiral down here. Because I really don't want to just fall into a bunch of creepers. Or even a bunch of skeletons, because we don't have very much armor. So, and we're still a little bit too high up. You can see there's iron over there. And maybe the best solution here is just to go like that. And kind of avoid them altogether. That's kind of unfortunate that we broke through there, to be honest. But we can just do that. And then come like this. Yep, you can see them right over there. Okay, so he apparently cannot hit us. And honestly, I'm fine with that. So we'll just go like that. And now we'll dump our water down there. Kind of. That guy. The problem I have is I don't have very many arrows. So that's okay. And I'm worried about just jumping down there, but I think we're gonna have to just man up and do it. Unless this might work. Yikes, that was too close. I don't know if you guys heard that, but there's definitely a creeper down there. So, but I think effectively we handled the situation. And let's just do that. And get our ladder going again. Oop, not like that. Give me that back. Okay, fantastic. So we're almost at the bottom of this. Okay guys, so we're back. We're at y equals 14. So this is where we're stopping. And I remembered that we actually had more ladders. We had a stack and a half of ladders on us. It just so happens that this is gravel in front of us. So that's going to complicate things a little bit. The second I do this, it's going to break our torch. But that's okay. We'll just put a torch right there for now. And I'm going to go over how I'm going to do branch mining. What I like to do is we get to y equals 14. I'm going to come in. I'm going to expand this area out a little bit. Use whatever appropriate tool you have. And I'll show you a little trick to get rid of this gravel quickly. Break it, put a torch under it, and then it'll break all the blocks subsequently. So, and as you can see, it doesn't matter if you put the torch there, if you put it on the ground, it'll just break them all. So basically what I'm looking for is 2 wide on each side, so 5 wide total. And that'll be the starts of this. And then I want to go 3 high. It's a little bit higher over here because of the gravel, and we'll just do this. And we're going to have to put down a torch so we can see what's going on. Not on that wall, on that one. And basically what we'll do is we'll expand this out, and then we'll start doing our branch mining off of these little segments here. But we're also going to go down 3 more blocks. Actually 4 more blocks. That way we'll have 2 sets of branch mines. And as you can see, we're at 1, 2, 3. We need to go down 1 more. And there we go. So now you're at y equals 10. And the reason you go down that number of blocks is we're going to do the same exact pattern right here. With 2 blocks in between, then anything that you can see in these tunnels over here, because you're basically going to be one on top of the other, you'll be able to see the block right below you, the block right above you, block just to the side of you. So you'll go every 2. So there wouldn't be, if we put a tunnel here on this block, our next tunnel would be right here. Oop, actually no, it would not. I'm sorry. It would be right here. Because you always want to have, say you're going down this tunnel, then you could see what's in this row, what's in the row above you, what's in the row below you. Same thing with this one, to the side of you on each side. So it would be pointless to put it right here because you would have already seen that block from this tunnel. Same premise for below you. This way, if you go down 4 blocks, this is the block that you would not see on the path above you. So that's why we're doing it this way. But basically, guys, I'm going to do a little bit of clearing this out, and I'll show you what it looks like kind of in an expanded view. So give me a second, and I'll catch back up with you guys. Okay guys, so we're back, and this is kind of the basic layout. We're going to expand this wall back further, but this is the basic layout here. Is you'll have like a walkway going around on this level with each one of these. It almost looks like a catacomb, like where they would, you know, bury dead people, I guess, but that's kind of morbid, so I don't even know why I went there. But yeah, so that's what it'll look like on this level. This is y equals 14. Then if we go down a little bit, obviously there's your walking path, but it'll be the exact same. You can see the tunnels are right on top of each other. So from this one you'll see the top of that, from that one you'll see this level. So I think that's the easiest way to get the most resources. And I've kind of picked it up without finishing this off because I have a feeling that these blocks might be silverfish here. We are in extreme hills, so they definitely could be. And they seem like they're taking longer to break, and of course they were. So, yeah, silverfish. Wonderful. Had to pick extreme hills. But, yeah, guys, that's going to be... We'll obviously just keep expanding this out as the mine gets bigger, and we'll go branching down these. But I'm going to do a lot of that off camera. I don't think I'm going to actually do much resource gathering on camera. What I'm down here for primarily is going to be cobble, which we're going to get a lot of just by doing this. Some redstone for a future project. And then naturally iron for tools and armor, some gold for future projects, and of course diamonds, because I mean, let's face it, we need diamonds. So, but that's going to be it for this episode, guys. I'm sorry it ran a little bit long. I just wanted to make sure we got everything that I wanted to cover out of the way. That way I can do some mining off camera without you know, just springing something like this on you guys when it's huge. So eventually we'll make this way that goes up and down a little bit better, but for now it's just a ladder. So anyways, guys, thanks for watching episode 2, and I'll see you next time. Hopefully we'll have gathered enough resources by then to start working on future projects. So see you next time, guys. Thanks for watching.